All right, ready for a deep dive today.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Today we're tackling SpaceX, their Mars mission, and, that whole are they being responsible debate.
Yeah, it's a big one.
It feels like every time I open Twitter, there's another SpaceX headline.
It's the Elon Musk effect.
Ha, right. But seriously, let's start with their vision for Starship. They're not just talking about sending up a few astronauts here.
No, Musk is practically talking about moving humanity to Mars, like a backup plan for Earth or something. It's wild.
Like a Noah's Ark for the modern age.
Exactly. 1,000,000 tons of cargo to Mars. That's their goal.
Which honestly sounds amazing on paper, like who wouldn't want to be a multiplanetary species? But then you see the pictures of the launch site in Boca Chica.
Yeah, Boca Chica is where things get complicated.
Because it's not exactly a barren wasteland they're launching from, is it?
Not at all. It's a crucial habitat for tons of wildlife, especially birds. We're talking hundreds of thousands of birds that rely on that coastline.
And they just launch rockets right through the middle of it.
Well, they have that water deluge system.
Water deluge! Remind me what that is again. I was thinking like a water park or something, not rockets.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No water parks here. Imagine a massive sprinkler system, but instead of watering your lawn, it's protecting the launch pad from basically melting.
Ah, right, because those engines are HOT.
So hot. Thousands of gallons of water blasted out each launch.
That's a lot of water. Where is it all going?
That's the big question, isn't it? Into the surrounding environment.
And is this just normal water? Or is it full of rocket fuel?
They say it's safe, but some independent experts have found things like hexavalent chromium in the water. Not great.
Hexa what now?
Hexavalent chromium, it's nasty stuff, carcinogenic even.
So definitely not safe for those birds then.
Nope. And we're talking about endangered species in some cases, birds that are already struggling.
It's like pick your poison.
Yeah.
Risk our future on a dying planet. Or maybe damage another one trying to escape.
It's a tough situation for sure, and it gets even more complicated when you consider the legal battles surrounding all of this.
Oh yeah, the legal stuff. Because it's not just about birds and water, is it?
Not even close. This is about setting a precedent for the entire commercial space industry.
Whoa, okay. So maybe a bit more high stakes than your average environmental dispute then?
Maybe just a bit, yeah. We're talking about defining the rules of the road for how we explore space. And the stakes? Well, they couldn't be higher. We're talking about humanity's future among the stars, right?
Yeah, and potentially messing things up here on Earth while we're at it.
That's the crux of it, isn't it?
So how do we even untangle this mess? Where do the laws fit in with rockets launching and birds, trying to exist?
Well, it boils down to this. How much environmental impact is acceptable, and who gets to decide that? Because we're talking about potentially endangered species here.
Right, because SpaceX is saying, hey, our water is fine, but then the experts are like, hold on, not so fast.
Exactly. And meanwhile, SpaceX is trying to ramp up their launch schedule like crazy.
Yeah, they're talking about launching every other week, right? From Boca Chica.
That's the plan. Can you imagine living near that? It'd be like living next to a fireworks factory. A very, very loud fireworks factory.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So what are the people living there saying about all of this?
Oh, they've been incredibly vocal. There are groups like Save RGV who are really pushing back against SpaceX.
Save RGV. Tell me more about them.
They're basically saying, hold up, SpaceX. You can't just come in here and disrupt an entire ecosystem without a serious plan. They want a full environmental impact statement, the whole shebang.
Which makes sense, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're going to potentially change the landscape, literally, you should probably have a good reason.
Right. And they're also concerned about the long-term effects. We're not just talking about one launch, but dozens every year. The noise pollution alone would be intense.
I'd be like, forget about peace and quiet if you live anywhere near Boca Chica.
And then there's the debris, the potential for accidents. It's not hard to see why people are concerned. But then there's the other side of the coin, SpaceX's ambitions.
Right, because Starship isn't just about, like, joyrides to Mars. They've got Starlink, NASA partnerships, the whole 9 yards.
Exactly. They need a reliable launch site to make all that happen. And Boca Chica, well, it's perfect for them.
It's kind of like a catch-22.
In a nutshell, yeah. And it puts everyone in a tough spot. SpaceX, the environmental groups, even the government agencies trying to figure out how to regulate all of this.
It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. Speaking of square pegs and round holes, how does the local community factor into all of this? They're caught right in the middle.
That's a great question, and they're definitely not being silent about it. Their stories are really at the heart of this whole debate.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. Like, on one hand, we're talking about colonizing another planet.
It's straight out of science fiction.
Totally. But on the other hand, it's real people dealing with the consequences, the families in Boca Chica.
Yeah, their stories are really important. They're living with the reality of SpaceX's ambitions every single day.
And I imagine it's not always easy.
Not at all. Some folks are worried about their health, their property values, even their cultural heritage. It's a lot to process.
Because it's easy for us to get caught up in the excitement of space travel.
Yeah.
Right? But we're not the ones who might have to deal with a rocket exploding in our backyard.
Right. It's like who gets to benefit from space exploration and who bears the risks. Those aren't easy questions.
Not at all.
Ah.
So where does that leave us? Is there even a solution here that works for everyone?
That's the million-dollar question, and honestly, I don't have a simple answer. It's about finding a balance, and that's going to look different for every situation.
So it's not just about saying stop SpaceX or space travel at all cost.
Exactly. It's about being mindful of the trade-offs, listening to the concerns of everyone involved, and trying to find a way forward that benefits as many people and the planet as possible.
And how do we actually do that? Where do we even begin?
Well, for starters, I think just being aware of these issues is huge. Educating ourselves, talking about them, and not shying away from the complexity.
So doing deep dives like this one, basically.
Exactly. The more we understand the nuances, the better equipped we'll be to make informed decisions.
Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about SpaceX or Boca Chica. This is about figuring out how we, as a species, want to move forward in this new era of space exploration.
100%. We have an incredible opportunity to explore the cosmos, but we have to do it responsibly. We can't just repeat the mistakes of the past.
You can't just, pack up our problems and ship them off to Mars.
I wish it were that easy. No, this is about finding a way to reach for the stars while still protecting our home planet.
To boldly go where no one has gone before, but with a really good environmental impact statement in hand.
Now you're getting it. But seriously, it's a conversation that we all need to be a part of because the decisions we make today will shape the future of space exploration for generations to come.
So to all our listeners out there, stay curious, stay informed, and keep asking those tough questions.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us as we explore the complexities of space exploration, environmentalism, and everything in between. We'll see you next time for another deep dive.